What's up everyone, Missile Master for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council here. Got several replays to show you guys using my variant of Cyber Dragons. We're going to start off with the two down here because they're slightly older, and then we'll go to those ones up there. So let's go ahead and get these underway. And let's swap that view, and just in case anybody hasn't seen my deck profile, or, you know, just don't have the best memory of all time, I do use Synchros in here, and I also run Magical Hats because Magical Hats combos extremely well with Cyber Network. I know the other variation on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council's website does not run Synchros, it's just XCs, but I think that the Synchro options are very good for this deck. So, yep, that's just the way I do things. I'm always different. I'll pause and explain things occasionally if I need to, but for the most part, that probably won't be necessary. I'll just move my mouse cursor over the cards so that if anybody wants to see what different card effects do, they can just pause the video and take a look. So that whole sequence of events turned out to work out in his favor, but oh well. Zen mains is just not good if your opponent has a Stardust. Just not what it used to be. Not to mention, so many things get around Zen mains nowadays. Now, why he tried attacking over this thing when clearly the better move was to attack with Stardust Dragon, I have no clue. But apparently he didn't read the effects, so he rage quits as soon as he sees that he can't beat me. And why this thing insists on always getting this backwards, I remember. So. This guy's deck was really cool. I tried making a Doom deck a little bit back, but unfortunately these guys just aren't good enough. They're a little too vulnerable. If they weren't quite as vulnerable as they are, they'd be really cool, but oh well, this guy gives a go at it, and he does a pretty good job. But unfortunately for him, I just keep having things that keep getting rid of his, at least one of his monsters, so it never really even matters. Now, unfortunately, right here, he adds a Swift Scarecrow to hand and doesn't use it, so he takes damage at the end of the turn, which is kind of unfortunate for him, but... Man, every time he thinks he's going to finally get to inflict major damage to me, just never works out for him. I kind of feel a little bit sorry for him, but at the same time I don't. Because that's just what my deck does. Now, unfortunately, I do have to skip my battle phase, but I get a pretty good amount of pluses off of it anyway, so works out for me. And by this point, there's nothing he can do, so he quits there. Onto Cloudians. Now, gotta give this guy props. He actually made Cloudians look pretty decent. This one, I think I will be pausing the video a couple of times to explain some of the things he's doing. This guy did get very lucky with some of his top decks. Okay, you can see this guy's effect here. It's basically kind of like a Agent, you know, Venus, only not as good, obviously, but he has fog control here to put some counters on himself. So then he's able to bring all three back out again. And then he activates this and uses its ability, increasing all of these levels up. And then he's able to overlay them all. Now, right to his summoning, I meant to activate this. It didn't go off for what reason. I don't know if it didn't give me the option or if I just mistimed. But I meant to use this on his summoning. I do not. I chain it to his effect instead. So unfortunately, he is able to kill my Cyber Dragon. If I had activated this on his summoning the way I was supposed to, I could have protected my Cyber Dragon. But that's not the way it works, so all I'm able to protect is my core instead. Because, of course, this starts a new chain. Doesn't resolve in the current chain. Now, right here, you know, if I had, the better idea probably would have been to just, like, summon this thing and get rid of both these. I did not. I tried attacking over this and then discovered I can't cut off my battle. Then I attack over this, banish this, get rid of that. He summons out this guy here. He gets 2 fog counters, and then he kills Cyber Dragon Nova. I bring out Cyber Twin, but it doesn't matter because, of course, he goes into 101 and sucks it up. Now that was completely unnecessary, right there, what I just did. But it didn't matter in any case. Save him out of attack points. Now this was a pretty good top deck right there, because he needed that monster to pull off what he does next. But even with the lucky draws, I mean, this guy made a build of Cloudians that actually looks decent enough, and I've never seen anybody do that before, so yeah. This guy that was a very fun duel, even if I lost. I mean, it's always more fun to lose to something that's fun, rather than lose to something that's stupid, like losing to Judgment Dragon, of course, you know, that's just stupid. I'm running into Dark World so frequently these days, it's not funny. It happens all the time. So the Fiend has changed Cyber Dragon 4, which is kind of unfortunate, but oh well, what are you going to do? Why he makes live here, I have no clue. Maybe that's the only rank 3 he runs, but even so, he should have just attacked with both monsters. So I make this in case he has Grappa. You know, this is good against Grappa, but unfortunately he just happens to have that Mirror Force, so yep, what are you going to do? This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Bad luck happens. Or good luck for your opponent. It always seems to be one or the other. Now, unfortunately, he happens to have that Dark Hole. Nothing I can do about that, so yeah. I hate Dark Hole. For anybody who thinks it's a decent card or something, or it should stay in, no, it really should just come out. It should be banned altogether. It's a stupid card. Now, why he chose to destroy Cyber Network with his Dark Arm Dragon, I have no clue. That was about the stupidest decision he could have made. And then he chooses to destroy the 2 that have no relevance, and he leaves me with 2 monsters that can make Synchro monsters. And he attacks over this, which can't be destroyed because I already protected it. So yeah, why he does all of that, no clue whatsoever. But I just proceed to basically win. Yep. Alright. Do I have to swap you again? Of course, again. Now, seeing that this one here, the star drawing, I decide to make the Crimson Blader because I figure, okay, he probably runs some level 5, so I can stop level 5 monsters with this guy, but unfortunately then I see he has the Go-Go-Go, so it's like, oh, probably not such a good idea after all, but I can pulse his 101 because I'm not having any of that stuff. This card is so good. Both of those cards are so good. Core and Network, incredible. Tries to go into Volcasaurus, but I chain to his summoning and protect my monster. And I proceed to do that next turn as well, because, of course, I don't want him destroying my monster if I can help it. Now, it's very important, though, to use this effect to remove that from play before they get their effect, chance to activate their effect, because if you chain this to their effect, it's not working. So right here, I know he's going to use this effect, and I figured he'd use on that one. So I get the draw off of this guy, and then I deprison this as well. Now, I did figure correctly that he couldn't use his effect when this goes off. But very, very unfortunately, he just happens to have that bombless to get rid of 3 of my monsters. Otherwise, I would have been sitting pretty, but not so much. And then he gets rid of my boundaries, and then he just happens to have the Black Horn of Heaven, which is way too good this format. So he successfully manages to somehow clear my entire field. Now right here, I should have just left this here, Magical Hats, brought out a Cyber Network on his turn, and I could have brought back a few of these monsters. That's what I should have done, but I decided to make a horrible misplay here and summon out this thing instead, which of course he just gets rid of. So yeah, that was a stupid move on my part. That was like the only misplay I made in all these duels, and it did cost me this one. So yeah, I lost that one, but oh well, can't win them all. So I had no clue what to expect when I saw this, because he does run a 40-card deck plus 15 extra deck cards, so it's like, wait, this doesn't seem to add up, unless he plays some kind of strange heretic build, which it does turn out he plays some kind of heretic build. Decide to bombless that thing, so I don't want to deal with that. Now why he drops that, I have no clue, since he can't do anything with it, but whatevs. So I activate this, that way I don't have to skip my next battle phase. Very handy feature. But unfortunately, he just happens to have a pair of Fiendish Chains, so everything I try to do ends up getting stopped. Very unfortunate. He just happens to have the right combination. The Honest as well, and Honest is another awful card. Now, I decided to Fiendish that thing. Unfortunately, yeah, not necessarily the best choice in the end. Well, it protects me for a while, though. You'll see when we get to that part. So he happens to have a Divine Wrath as well, so yeah, like everything I attempt here keeps getting stopped. And then he just happens to top deck the Torrential, a fantastic top deck for him. Because right here, this is where it doesn't work out too well for me. Fiendish Chain goes away, then he Torrentials, then he chains his Stardust Spark Dragon, so he ends up surviving and everything of mine gets killed. So yeah, that backfired in my face pretty bad, but oh well, how was I supposed to know he would happen to top deck the Torrential? Look at all those attack points. Gotta love Cyber Elton. And it doesn't destroy things, it sends them to the grave. So this effect, of course, doesn't do anything for him. Tries to bring out Rabbit. I'm not having any of that. And that's where he rage quits. Alright, so those are all the duels I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed them, and I hope this helps you perhaps make a better Cyber Dragon deck, or just play with them better as a result. Alright, I'm Valley Master for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Be sure to check out the rest of the videos on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council website. Be sure to check out my channel. As always, guys, comment, rate, and subscribe. help us to help you by liking this video. Leave any comments, constructive criticism, or just any other feedback below. As always, guys, take care. Miss Valley Master, signing off.